Welcome to Sensor Noise, a podcast about photography. I'm Andrew, joined as always by Arthur. Arthur, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going.
How's the weather?
Good.
I saw you had winter happen a little bit.
We woke up this morning and I think it was about 35 degrees. So it's decided to be cold now, which I'm not a super big fan of. And on Monday morning, they got snow in South San Jose, which is kind of crazy.
That's kind of fun.
That's what seems to have happened, which is nuts to me. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, here it decided to be unseasonably warm this week. It's getting cold this weekend, but it got up to like the 60s this week, which was actually nice. So
yeah, I mean, that's what we had the couple of weeks before. It was very warm, almost 70 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
All the Bartlett pear trees bloomed and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then it froze them.
The fools, yeah.
Also, it's been pouring rain, that too.
Yeah.
So,
we start with camera company earnings corner.
Yes. Fuji and Nikon both posted earnings since the last we talked.
And
Fuji,
it's the agony and ecstasy of the camera business.
Yeah, Fuji's doing great, it looks like. Revenue increasing 4.4% and operating income up 11%. Fuji's doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They forecast that this year will continue that trend, and I suspect that is probably true.
Looking specifically at imaging, Fujifilm describes strong demand for its instant photo systems and digital cameras, which increased segment revenue by 14.6% year over year.
Yep.
So,
and
yeah,
they're increasing. I think we called this out before. They are going to spend another like $32 million to expand Instax production as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they're doing good.
That's pretty cool. They did also launch a number of a bunch of cameras last year.
They did, yeah.
So, yeah.
And then on the other side of this,
Mm-hmm.
Nikon. Nikon is down significantly, and they have a $660 million loss this fiscal year so far.
Jeez.
Now, Nikon is interesting because their camera business is profitable. Their camera business is doing fine, largely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Nikon does not only sell cameras.
Yeah.
They sell a bunch of other stuff, too, like...
which I would say seems
photolithography machines and things.
Yeah. Which I'd say, why bother at this point, you know?
Yeah, I really wonder. I don't know. Like, they do a lot of optics and stuff.
Yeah.
And that doesn't seem to be doing as well.
Yeah. It's
to that end,
yeah.
Nikon just saw this one pop up. Maybe they'll have some success here with Nikon Z series lenses for your eyeglasses.
Interesting.
So I guess they're getting into the Zeiss crap and bringing Nikon Z lens technology to your glasses.
Oh, this is wild too. I'm looking at the products they make. Do you go to the optometrist where they instead of doing dilation, they'll take a picture of your eye?
Yeah,
with
they
this
got
goofy
the
machine?
scanner machine. Yeah.
Apparently, Nikon makes those.
Do they?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Sense.
Yeah. They have biological microscopes, that camera, X-ray and CT systems, laser radar measuring systems, video measuring systems, optical manual measuring. They make some 3D printers, and they make robot vision systems, and then lithography systems, like you were saying, industrial lenses. But I would say, who cares about all that?
Yeah, it's not that important. I mean, lithography they've lost, basically. ASML has taken that over almost entirely.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nikon doesn't have EUV, so I don't know what they're doing there. Maybe they're making DRAM stuff. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, or just for not frontier, kind of, for tiny little ICs that do, random other nonsense, but yeah. But I see this. They make ophthalmic lenses.
Yeah, these lenses are weird. They're doing some. it's kind of like progressive lenses for regular people.
Hmm.
So it's normal lenses, but they vary the thickness of the lens around the eyeglass, which makes sense because you don't you don't use the entire frame of the eyeglass the same way, even if you only have single vision prescription.
Mhm,
So they're
mhm,
doing some like progressive lens stuff where it's like different shapes, I guess,
hmm,
depending on what you're trying to do.
mhm.
Interesting. Well, these are Japan only, I think. So,
Yeah.
and of course, they probably cost like $5 in Japan because that's how glasses are over
I was to
there.
say, do they actually have like vision insurance there too, or
No,
you
they
know?
don't. It's just very cheap.
Oh, well, yeah, must be
Yeah.
nice.
I've heard that you can basically go into a mall and get a pair of eyeglasses with a new prescription for like $50.
Jeez.
Yeah. So yeah.
Which I mean, that should like
I
that's
mean,
how
yeah,
much
that's
it
how it should
costs,
be.
right? But yeah,
They don't even $50 is a lot for glasses that cost 35 cents to manufacture, but still,
Mhm,
yeah, they have the actual price a little better represented.
mhm.
Um, let's see what else we got here. That's the earnings that have come out. Not super good for our beloved Nikon, but hopefully they can do something about that. Then again,
Right.
they are a Japanese company, and like I don't know, they don't have the same kind of market pressures that U.S. companies do. So
That's
losing a
true.
bunch of money
Yeah.
for several quarters is not like disastrous for them necessarily.
Right.
See Nintendo for the 10 years before the Switch came out. Uh, yeah, it doesn't seem like that really hurts them that much. So maybe they'll be fine.
Yeah. Eh.
Interestingly, I don't know. I don't remember if we talked about this. There was a pinhole camera Kickstarter back in like 2024,
Mhm.
and apparently they're actually available now. So it's this like modular pinhole camera system that you can get, which is kind of cool. It's expensive. It's like
Yeah.
$250.
Mhm.
However, kind of a cool idea to have
It's
like
a it's a
pinhole cameras that are easy to use.
yeah, it's a bizarre little apparatus, I'll say that much
It
for it.
it really is.
It's just a wood box with I don't know. It's yeah.
I mean,
I
that's what
don't know
pinhole
how to
cameras
explain
are,
it.
no? They're just a box with a
That
hole
is
inside.
true. Yeah, that is
That's
true.
kind of the point. But this one's got like a little level built in,
Mhm.
and some tools to make it a little easier to use. I don't know. I kind of like it. It's a neat little novelty
Mhm.
if you're into pinhole camera photography, which, you know, I'm not.
Yeah.
But our listeners may love this one.
I saw
Photographers could
this
show
one.
their love of trains with a rail-shaped shoe cover. I think this is like laser targeted at several of our listeners as well as ourselves.
I saw this
Uh,
one. All it is, this is a little cover for your hot shoe that
yeah,
is shaped like a segment of rail. And it's
yep,
even
that's
like
it.
been polished on the top to make it look like, a rail that's been run on. And I don't know.
Yep,
It's
that's all
nice.
it is. It's just a hot shoe cover that
Mm.
looks like a rail.
Yeah.
That's it. It's also a keychain if you want.
Nice.
This follows on the footsteps of the Ricoh. Also, I don't know if you saw this one. Ricoh put out camera straps that are made out of fabric from train seats on the Tokyo Metro.
No, I didn't see that, but that's pretty
Uh,
cool too, yeah.
they got like Pentax branding on them, but they're uh yeah, they're kind of I actually kind of like these. Now, do I want used train seat fabric around my neck? Maybe not. That doesn't I
Not
don't know, that
without it
doesn't sound
being,
super clean.
having been laundered quite a lot. Yeah.
Quite a lot, yeah. But they look cool. I do like them. I'd love to see this with like the SeaTac carpet or something.
Oh yeah, or
Built
like
with like iconic
the
airport
the
carpets.
PDX carpet, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be cool. Let's see here. Yashica's back again from
Yashica in scare quotes, but
yeah,
yeah.
quote unquote
Hmm.
Yashica. They keep
Yeah.
whoever has control of this brand really. I don't know what
Listen,
they're up to
they're
here.
really good at sourcing white labeled electronics.
Yeah,
That's really all that can be said for them, I feel like. Yeah.
they're making a tiny little camcorder that looks like garbage.
I
Uh,
mean, it does, but here's the thing, and I think we mentioned this before, like camcorders are a lost art in a way.
yeah, it's true.
And I think there should be, this is like, imagine if there was a modern flip video that was like 4K. But I
I
guess
mean,
in a
there is
lot
one
of
of those.
ways
It's
that's
the Osmo.
yeah. Well, but also like I guess in a lot of ways too, like your phone
Yeah,
camera
your
is
phone is
that
that.
good now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially now
So
that
then one
on the
wonders.
iPhones, the front facing camera is like actually good now.
Yeah.
So you really kind of it makes you wonder what you need this in particular for. I don't know.
Yes, and now I'm left to wonder who's gonna buy this. Uh, like content creators? I don't think so.
And also like
Yeah.
how much is it going to cost? That's also kind of important.
Yeah.
Cuz if
Well,
this
I'm
is like
I'm on Best Buy.
$200, uh
I'm on
no.
Best Buy, and for comparison, there is a Vivitar 8K digital camcorder that is $150. So
Right.
now that's $150. Every other camcorder that Best Buy sells is at least like $750, but
Well, yeah.
mostly well over 1,000 because they are like more professional
Yeah,
type
they're
things.
cinema vlogging cameras.
Yeah,
Nobody's buying camcorders anymore.
right,
And to that point, the shape of this thing is very odd. The whole reason camcorders were the shape that they were is to accommodate a tape.
right.
You don't need a tape, and they've made it look like it should have one.
You don't need a tape. You don't need that. Yeah, that form factor anymore. And
Because I
yeah,
bet the
it's odd.
battery, like realistically, the whole thing should be battery at this shape, and it's probably not going to be.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know.
No, you gotta
Um,
you gotta put a tape mechanism in there and all that. So
yeah, sure.
yeah.
Can you even are they still making mini DV tapes?
Oh, good question.
Let's see, mini
My
DV
guess would
tape
be yes.
manufacturer. Who makes them?
Because aren't they
Uh,
weren't they still making mini discs until relatively recently?
yes, that was very recent. Uh, I think. Yeah, I guess they are still making them, but very, very limited.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
for like particular applications.
I guess they're
But
still used for archival purposes in some places, like data archives.
yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like tape. Uh, or, tape cartridges of a sort are still manufactured for like tape backup systems. So
Yeah, yeah.
having magnetic tape is not
And
not a hard thing to get hold of.
they've started selling like records on tape again.
Yeah, old analog cassettes,
Come
basically.
on,
Yeah,
man. This is I'm sorry. Of all the formats to lust after, tape wasn't good. We didn't like it.
yeah.
It was convenient because you could like splice them together, right? But it never sounded good.
Well,
Why are we
yeah,
going back to that?
yes, I believe the entire sort of selling point of a tape was like it's about as good as an LP, but it's much smaller,
Right.
You can put it in your car or you can even put it in a Walkman, and carry it around with you, which
Yeah.
you can't do with a vinyl record.
Right. That was the whole
But
selling point.
yeah.
And then everyone as
Well,
soon as CDs came along, everyone said, "Oh, well we don't need those anymore
you
because the
know it's
CD sounds better."
it's good when you sort of have to come out of the gate with like a noise reduction
Yeah,
system to
right.
put on top of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're like, by the way, you're definitely going to want to use this
Yeah.
noise reduction thing.
But it's back now, I guess.
Although I will
And
say, I guess by the time cassettes were getting eclipsed by compact discs, they had like the metal cassettes, which were much better
they
in
were
terms
better.
of.
Yeah.
But then you also like, I mean, you could. There was also DAT tapes. You can just do digital
True.
data, and now, and
You
so why are
can.
we? That's what we should do. Is they should because it's like, why are you putting it on analog tape? Give me a DAT tape, and then I'll have an actual or a digital compact cassette. I don't know. There's so many
Yeah.
possible. I missed when we had lots of formats,
Yeah. I do too.
lots of experimentation going on that just doesn't happen anymore. Because now it's like, oh, lossless or not lossless. What do you want? So,
Yeah.
next, Tamron has come out with a new lens, which I found kind of interesting.
I'm very intrigued by this.
This is it's a 35 to 100 millimeter f2.8,
Yes.
which this is a an unusual focal range.
Apparently Tamron had this in the 90s, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um
So usually you see like, and indeed they compare it to their own 35 to 150 f2 to 2.8, which is the one I have.
yeah.
And they note that this is, pretty much as good. It's shorter, but it's f2.8,
Right.
and it is much smaller and lighter.
Yes, it is much smaller, and that's what intrigues me in
Yeah,
particular. This seems like a great lens to pair with a Z6 or a Z8 for travel or something,
yeah, yeah, and
because you get
it's pricey.
just a little more than the 70 millimeters on the standard 24 to 70.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the other thing is like, be realistic. How often are you going all the way down to 24? 35
Yeah,
is usually enough, kind
you're
of
not.
thing.
You're
Yeah.
not really. It's always zoomed in a little bit.
But this
Um,
also is very well priced. It's $899 for the E mount version and $929 for the Z mount version.
yep.
Which
And it is full
and also,
frame. It is full frame, we should say, unlike the other Tamron lenses for Nikon Z, which are
yeah,
crop. This one is not.
yes,
Uh,
and Z mount support out of the gate.
yep. Out of the
E
gate.
mount and Z mount, weirdly, not like X mount or anything, and of course, no RF mount because Canon
No, no,
doesn't.
of course
Yeah,
not. So this is very interesting.
that's
929 is a really
maybe
good
that's
price.
maybe that's why Nikon, if they need to just take the Z mount exclusive like Canon, and then they'll just the profits will start rolling in because nobody
Yeah.
else can, yeah.
Those also have a zoom lock feature, which is nice.
Oh yeah,
Something that the Nikon 24 to 70 does not have,
mm-hmm.
which drives me nuts when I'm carrying it around. And the other thing that this has, Tamron lenses generally are adjustable. And one thing that Tamron has done in concurrence with this lens is release the Tamron Link dongle,
Hmm.
which so the lens has a USB-C port that you can use to like update the firmware and stuff and like
Yeah,
adjust focus and whatever.
my Tamron lens has a USB-C port. I don't know that
Okay.
I've ever plugged it in, but yeah.
So Tamron Link allows you to control it from your phone.
Huh.
So
So
you can
that's
plug
so wait, so my lens has a dongle now.
yes.
Okay, how much are they going to get out of me for this dongle
I don't
is
know,
the
it's probably
question.
like $30. Let's see. $50.
Okay,
That's not
I
bad.
expected more than that for some reason, but yeah.
So what they're saying, like what you used to have to do for Tamron lenses, and the same was true for Sigma. They had like a dock that you could put the lens into to connect
Yeah.
it to your computer to update it and stuff.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
recently, they've all started to just put USB-C ports directly on the lens, and this lets you plug this into the USB-C port and then customize and update it from your phone instead of needing a computer,
Mhm.
which is great. This is
But
awesome.
I'm guessing that in order to use this, the lens needs to be connected to a camera that's powered on.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Otherwise, how is the stuff getting powered? But yeah.
Yeah. So you got to plug it into your camera, turn the camera on. But
But it's
still,
pretty.
you
I'm
can
looking
do
at
that
the
in the field instead of having to plug in your laptop to it, right?
right. Well, and I'm looking at the adjustments that it gives you, and it's stuff that I wouldn't even think about, like reversing the rotation direction of the manual
Yep.
focus
Yep.
ring.
They
And
also say
even
there are automations you can do. So if you're doing video, you can do like focus pulls automatically with
oh,
the app and the
that's pretty neat
automations over
too.
the
Yeah.
little controller,
Mm-hmm.
which is very cool. You can like customize because it's not like the rings are digital, right? They're not directly connected to the focus
Right.
mechanism basically anymore.
Yeah.
You can also like change their sensitivity and the speed at which they rotate when you adjust focus. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool.
That actually
Pretty
okay.
cool.
This is maybe I'll spend $50 on
And
this.
yeah, for $50, it's a pretty good deal, I think. This is
Yeah.
very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can make the focus rings non-linear, apparently, as well. You have to
Interesting.
be linear or non-linear. Set manual focus and aperture
Could I
rotation
set it
angles
to be
to different
exponential,
degrees.
which like I just turn it and it just goes
I mean, maybe. I don't know. You gotta get the app and
yeah.
see what happens. You can
This is
set
neat though.
preset focus positions on buttons as well. So you can have
Yeah,
it
well,
like
and the
snap to
button
focus
control
positions.
seems just really cool in general because it's a little more in depth than what you get from like the Nikon camera settings.
Yeah,
So
way more.
yeah.
Now, to be clear, you have always been able to do this to some degree with these Tamron lenses that have USB,
Hmm.
but you always needed a computer.
Right. Yeah.
And now you can just do it on your phone without
Yeah.
a cable or anything, which
Hmm.
is great.
Now
Very cool.
I'd like to purchase this, but unfortunately B&H is closed for Shabbat right now. So
Well, I don't know how to help you with that one.
yeah,
Thank you for your patience as we are closed for Shabbat. Yeah.
yeah. Next we have SCOTUS has said actually can't do the tariffs that are based on the IEEPA.
Yeah,
Uh,
so as we've said, we are tired of winning, and
yeah,
SCOTUS seems to agree with us.
which
They're
which
also tired of winning.
which almost mattered, but then in the time since we basically started podcasting, Trump has now announced another. He said, "Oh, I'm doing a 10% tariff, and I'm basing it on another different law now,
Right.
um, which has a maximum of 150 days, barring congressional approval. But
Correct.
in the meantime, he kind of just gets to do that, I guess, which is cool.
The interesting
Um,
thing, though, I think the companies that were subject to this are technically due a refund for the tariffs they paid.
that would be yes.
So I mean, that's going to be tied up in litigation forever, but
I was gonna say,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean,
Weird.
I want this here. This is my thing: is give me the money back.
Well,
You want to stimulate the economy. You send us all a tariff refund check.
and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Watch what happens now, right? As
Mhm.
as these tariffs get repeatedly struck down in the courts, which is going to happen over time,
Yeah.
does anybody lower their prices? My prediction is no, they don't. I don't think for a second that Canon is going to lower their camera prices if they don't have to pay the tariffs.
I'll
They're
be
going to keep
pleasantly
them high.
surprised if they do. Yeah, but I'm not holding my breath.
No, they're not. And Sony is not going to, especially in like TVs, which they already raised the prices of due to
Well, and
tariffs. It's never going to change.
you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say,
Mm.
well, it's because of the RAM shortage
Right. Yeah.
that we
Now it's
have
the RAM
to.
shortage.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever it is,
Which
the
which
prices are not coming down. We're not escaping them.
which by the way, the RAM shortage is kind of imaginary in a sense, in that
Yeah.
it's like the reason that there was a shortage, or that there became a shortage, was because OpenAI basically bought all of the year's production from SK Hynix and Samsung. And so then all of the other firms were like, well, we need to like secure our supply right now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this is for RAM, this is for stuff that hasn't been made yet.
Correct. It hasn't been made, and it doesn't even have a destination.
Yeah.
So OpenAI they didn't even purchase finished chips. They
Well,
purchased wafers.
and also I'm going to guess that no money has actually exchanged hands at
No,
this
I
point.
don't think any money. I don't think they've paid
Yeah.
them anything. I think it's
Right.
just a deal on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
But
entirely
but
manufactured.
that has precipitated an actual shortage, as people reacting to this have sought to get hold of what they can right now.
Exactly. Yep.
But, that's the thing, is if the OpenAI deal with Samsung SK Hynix fell apart tomorrow, then suddenly you do have all this supply that's
Well,
available
then we'd have an
again.
enormous surplus, actually, because like SK Hynix and Samsung and even some Chinese firms that are springing up now, they're overbuilding capacity to deal with this.
Oh, see, but then some of the other ones I saw said that they weren't going to do that because they weren't sure if it would, they're
Well,
like, well, we don't know if
Crucial
this is
just decided to quit the consumer business entirely. That's what
yeah.
they've done. Which, okay, sure,
But
you
there
have like the
was,
most trusted brand in consumer memory, I guess. Just throw that out. That's
yeah,
fine.
I think there was one, I forget what it was, memory manufacturer that was like, we are not planning to expand, right now because, basically who knows what the future holds, which
Yeah,
I think is actually kind of reasonable,
I think that is very
as
reasonable.
much as I would like them to expand supply so that the prices can go down again.
Yeah.
I think it's also very rational to say, well, things could change at any moment and who knows.
And I think especially this year, what is the thing Nilay at The Verge keeps saying, that I think OpenAI needs something like the entire revenue of Google search this year in order to pay back their investors.
Hmm.
They need to like capture 100% of Google search revenue.
Which, hey, how's OpenAI doing? Are they
Yeah.
still the choice of coders?
No, they
Hmm.
aren't.
Do they have the best models on according to many of the major benchmarks?
Nope, I don't think so.
Oh, no, they don't. See, because Google came out with Gemini 3.5 Pro the other
Right.
day, which is the new leading model. Um, Turns out, Google, being reasonably large, did take some time to get going, but is, it turns out actually pretty good at this stuff. So
Yeah, it turns out.
kind of a slow
They
burn.
have, I mean, they have two things going for them. One is they have their own chips, so they don't have to pay Nvidia.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also have way more data than anybody else, and they don't have to buy it from anyone because they
Well,
already have it.
and thing number three, it going along with they have their own chips, is they have tons of infrastructure already.
Yeah.
They have the data centers and the servers and whatnot. Whereas
Well, and to be
OpenAI.
clear, they have it because nobody uses Google Cloud. That's why they have
Now, listen, I set up backups to a Google Cloud bucket at work the other day.
it. Yeah.
No, I've noticed that because if you go to Google Cloud, they're like, hey, like if you add a billing account, we'll just give you $300 to play around with.
They nobody really uses it. It's kind of the also ran. The only reason people use it now is because AI inference is cheaper there than Azure or Amazon.
Well,
But
and the only reason I use it is because like we use Google Workspace, and so we're sort of set up with it already, whereas going to use like AWS would require us getting set up with them as a vendor and all that stuff. So
yeah.
get $300 in free credits and free usage of 20 plus products.
Speaking of Google, though, they seem to want to eliminate photographers entirely.
I did see
Seems
this.
to
Yes,
be
this is
their
this is
thing.
perhaps all of the other sort of image generation things. I feel like have had a sort of plausible deniability to
Yeah.
them.
This one's
This
just
one, Google's Pomeli by Google Labs is a free AI-powered marketing tool designed to help small to medium-sized businesses with their marketing campaigns, and it has just released a new feature, Photo Shoot.
yeah. So the idea is you give it like one picture of your drop shipped product from AliExpress, and then it
Mm-hmm.
makes a whole set of marketing images for you.
Yeah.
Like a whole set of photo shoot images with fake models and different backgrounds and whatever for you to
Mm-hmm.
put on Instagram. That's what it does.
Yeah. And I hate to say that these image generation models are getting pretty good.
That's unfortunately true.
Which is to say, you have to stare at them for even longer to like find the AI artifact. They're still there, but it's harder to find. It is becoming more of a Where's Waldo situation than it used to be.
I will say though, the video models, the
Oh,
better
those are
they
still,
get, the worse they get. I feel like
yeah.
it's the Polar Express problem. I think
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw the Super Bowl ads, the AI ones.
Mm-hmm.
That Svedka vodka one is horrible. I hate it. It's like it's very uncanny and super unsettling. Because it's like it's technically good, but your brain is like just rejects it wholeheartedly.
So I actually, this is an interesting aside, but there is a supposed or alleged musician, soul singer, Sienna Rose, and you can look her up on like Instagram or whatever. And I clocked from the first video that it was AI.
Oh yeah.
But I guess they've done a very good job of selecting generated images and videos that require you to look very hard to notice.
Sure.
Because like on the video, the only things that you can really notice is like the movement of the hands or whatever, which I'm surprised they even had in there. But they had to, because so many people have been saying, "Is this AI? Is this AI?" And they generated a video of the supposed singer holding up a phone as if like a proof of life thing. But like the movement is very unnatural,
Yeah.
and
It always is.
yeah, and also like the wrinkles on the face just sort of appear and disappear and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
yeah, this is I think we're likely to see more of this. But I guess I saw another TikTok where someone did a bit of a deep dive and they found that like the cover images on Spotify for the albums has been changed a lot, and the appearance of the singer actually went from like a young white girl to like a middle-aged black girl at some point, which is, super cool and not at all problematic. So,
I don't. Okay.
yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Where it's like this is the thing is they're like it's very much like a kind of SEO, where they're just trying to optimize for what gets the most attention and
Yeah,
clicks and listens.
yeah. I feel
So
like
yeah,
I'm uh, I can always tell with video still, and I can also pretty much always tell with audio. There's just
yeah.
something about like an
I find
image
the
is
audio
harder.
I find the audio often has artifacts that makes it
Oh,
sound
it's got
more
horrible
compressed,
artifacting. Yeah,
or there's audible hums or whatever that just wouldn't
yeah,
be present in real things. And then yeah, the
because
video,
it's.
there's always something unnatural about the video. Yeah.
I think that the images get away with it because I think your brain is attuned to look at motion
Mhm.
and like is very good at judging motion correctly
Right. Yeah.
in a way that is hard to judge in a still frame. And the same for audio. You're very attuned to differences in audio,
Mhm.
and like it just loses it. It can't do it.
Yeah. I guess,
But
if you had asked me like 10 years ago, like, how important do you think the concept of the uncanny valley is going to be in your life? I would have
yeah,
said probably
right.
not. Like, I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't think it'd be a big deal. And now that's just how life is.
Yeah, that's
We just
life
live
now.
in it now.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Uh, It's
Well,
creepy.
Google
It's
also says
creepy
that
and
they
weird.
have, so they're, putting photographers out of business, and then they're saying the Pixel 10a has the best camera under $500, to which I say, no, it doesn't.
Which I don't care about. What I care about is the Pixel 10a features a smooth design with a completely flat back. It
Yeah,
does
they got
not
rid of
have
the
a
camera
camera
bump.
bump. And I'm just like, are we headed in that direction again? Because that would
I
kind of be
hope so.
nice. Yeah.
I mean, it does seem, though, I think what they did is basically just make the phone thicker so that it doesn't have a camera bump,
Which,
which is fine with me,
yeah,
honestly. Just make
exactly.
it thicker.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
fine.
Well, it's interesting that you have, on the one hand, you have just make the phone thicker over here. And then on the other hand, you have like the iPhone Air, and then also like the foldable phones where they have to be very thin so that when they fold up, they're not super duper thick. And
Yeah.
you have like, didn't Samsung just come out with like a trifold
Yeah, they
phone
got a
that's like
trifold.
super ridiculously thin as a
I
result?
saw that. Xiaomi has one too. I saw it when I was in Hong Kong. It's very, very thin until you roll it up, and then it's massive. It's
Yeah.
like a brick.
Are we gonna have like a quad phone eventually? Like, are you
I
just gonna
mean,
be able to do
maybe.
like how many times can you fold a phone before the screen breaks?
I mean,
It's like
this
how
is
many
the
times
thing,
can you
right?
fold a piece of paper over?
I kind of just, in general, disagree with this whole notion. How about we just make it so you could plug your phone into a bigger screen and have it just take over the bigger screen?
No,
Why does
that
the phone screen need to get bigger?
no. You see, we tried that a long time ago, and it was very poorly implemented, and so no one used it, and so that means it's not worth doing again.
Look, you shouldn't judge any product on the version Samsung made. Samsung Dex was a good idea, even though the implementation was terrible.
Well, I'll say I'm thinking of the Motorola Atrix 4G, but
Oh, sure,
yes,
that too, yeah. But I mean, okay, so on the iPad, right? Apple has a full like windowing system now. Now, obviously, it has problems, but like they have a full windowing system with keyboard and mouse support. How come I can't just plug my iPhone, which I should say has a chip that is as fast as my laptop,
yeah,
into a display and have it just let me have Windows?
right,
Why
yeah.
can't I do that? I should be able to do that.
Well, and I hate to say it, but this was also kind of the idea of Windows 8.
I know it was. Yeah. And I think they were right, but consumers don't. I don't
Yeah.
know. People just
Well,
don't seem to
I
get
would
it.
say also the hardware back then did not support it super well,
No,
but
no,
it
no,
it,
no.
it definitely can do it now. So, yeah, I don't know.
We're in the era now where all of these phones, even some of the cheap Android phones, are powerful enough for this, and
You're
yet
right. Yeah.
nobody's doing
I
it. I'm not
I
really
mean,
sure why.
I have an iPad Air that has an M2 in it, the same
Mm-hmm.
processor that is in a MacBook Air and a
Yep.
Mac Mini, and it's a
At least,
desktop class processor.
at least with the iPad, you can plug it into like a 6K monitor, and it will
Right.
drive it and let you have Windows and stuff. But fundamentally, there's not really a difference between my phone with an A20
No.
whatever and that iPad.
Well, yeah, and
It's
imagine
the
if your
same
phone
thing.
just turned into a keyboard slash touchpad for it,
Oh, sure, yeah,
that
the
you're,
phone could become a nice little multi-touch trackpad.
yeah.
and then you just need a keyboard. I don't know.
No,
It's
we can't
it's
be doing that.
possible, and we're not doing that.
I do want to note here, some great pedigree. The Motorola Atrix 4G introduced at CES 2011, along with, and this is gonna be like a flashback moment for you, along with the Motorola Zoom with an X,
Oh,
the Motorola Droid Bionic,
yeah.
and the Motorola Click 2.
Click. Ugh.
Remember the
I
Motorola
remember the
Zoom?
Zoom. I remember the Zoom. Yeah.
The Motorola Zoom, which was not very good, and then they followed it up with the Zoom 2, which they then renamed the Droid Zyborg.
They were really, I give Sony a lot of crap for their names. Motorola. Hey,
To be fair,
what are you doing?
I don't know how much it was Motorola versus Verizon, because
Yeah, it's
Droid
probably
was their
Verizon.
brand, which, by the way, they just threw out. They don't do that anymore,
Which
even
is
though
perhaps one of the stupidest branding moves.
because it actually, I think, was a pretty compelling brand for a while. But
everyone knew what a droid was. Like that was Android for a while.
I do think it's, Motorola's since brought back the Razr terminology for their line of foldable phones, which fold in the classic flip phone way rather than the other way, which I personally think is more interesting.
Completely agree. If you're gonna make a foldable, I think this form factor is way better.
Because I think we all miss being able to end a call by closing the phone.
Definitely.
I think that's just the nature. We'd all like to do that. I would suggest too that Motorola should revive the StarTAC or Dynatac nomenclature and apply that to something.
That would be interesting.
They should
I don't know what they would apply that to.
They should make a regular, candy bar smartphone, but it's just incredibly thick because it has a massive battery. It's just like one of those Anchor power packs just like taped to it.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
And it's like, look, this thing lasts a week before you need to charge it, you know? Is it heavy? Yes, but do you remember the Motorola Krazer?
The Krazer. Oh, Moto Krazer.
KRZR. I
Yeah.
remember I had a friend in high school who had one of these, and I was very jealous. I was jealous especially because we had Nextel at the time, so we got no good phones.
Yeah, I remember that thing. I had the track phone version of the Razr for a while. They had like a track phone that sort of looked like a Razr. It was made by Motorola.
Yeah.
But it was not a Razr. I did have some friends that had a rocker for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one? The iTunes one?
Yeah, the iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean, before. Yeah.
Oh, boy. And I had a whole bunch of friends that had the whole slew of weird Verizon, like, texting phones.
Oh, yeah. I had one of those. I had an LG Voyager.
All the weird ones that had, like, weird keyboards, and they were all, like, network exclusive. Like AT&T had their own slew of them, and Verizon had their own slew of them.
Do you remember, I forget what it was, but there was a Samsung one that could open as either like a normal flip phone or you could flip it with the keyboard, and the keyboard was e-ink.
I don't remember what that one was called.
I don't remember either, but yeah. See, we used to do interesting things with.
We did.
Well, also
Samsung Zeal. That's what it was called.
But also, I'm just, also remember the time when phones were like network exclusive, a thing that is kind of crazy to think about now. Although it does still happen a little bit, but like
not so much in the US, but it does happen.
But like the fact that you couldn't get an iPhone on Verizon until the iPhone 4,
that was crazy. And it wasn't even the launch iPhone 4. It was like it was a refresh mid through the cycle, remember?
Right.
It wasn't like right away.
Yeah. It was like, oh, by the way, new big thing. Now you can have a Verizon iPhone.
Yeah.
And by the way, you have to be careful when you pick, because if you pick the Verizon model, you can't move networks. Yeah.
And that was when they killed Droid. As soon as they got the iPhone, they were like, we don't care about this Droid business anymore.
This is crap and we don't care about it. Yeah. Well, what was the T-Mobile
the G1, the Google Android
well, I'd say they had their whole little series too.
They did, yeah. They got rid of that too. I don't know.
We need HTC
anyway,
back.
Check out
what's his name?
This YouTube series.
Check out phones.
Today, phones, yeah.
Catch rid of phones?
No, there's what is the series called? There's a series on
Oh,
YouTube called When Phones Were Fun.
yeah. That's Mr. Mobile when phones were
Mr.
fun.
Mobile.
Yeah,
He covers several of these phones that we've talked about.
it's a
Good
it's a
series.
it's a little sad sometimes
A
because
little
it's
bit,
like, oh,
yeah.
you know,
But he was
we should.
he was like a Sprint employee back in the day or something.
Yeah, well, he
So he
worked for
went through a
Nextel
bunch of
even at a
these.
time. Yeah.
He went through a bunch of these weird phones and talks about a lot of them.
Okay,
Good watch.
do you remember the like original Nexuses that had the little trackball that lit up
Yeah,
on
that
them?
was a carryover from the T-Mobile G1 because
Yeah,
that had the trackball
that's
too. Yeah.
that's one thing that I don't understand how that hasn't been carried through, and I think it's actually been kind of lost a bit. But like, I remember my Android phones used to have an LED that they could flash, and in different colors for
Some
different
of them still
notifications.
do have that on Android.
Yeah, but like, that is something that Apple could throw in that would
Yeah.
cost them no money.
I mean, they don't even have to throw it in with the always-on display. They could just, you know how they do the little HDR dot for the microphone and camera use?
Yeah.
Just do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything.
Right.
The screen can already do it.
Yeah.
Actually, you can do that on the iPhone. You can make the flash in the accessibility settings.
Yes.
But it's very bright.
Yeah.
So I don't recommend that necessarily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have one other news item. We both have Wandered backpacks.
Yes.
And Wandered has some new Provoke backpacks.
They got new Priv keys, yeah.
They have the
new
zip
styles.
and the pocket, two new styles. They look pretty good.
I don't understand. Were the other ones not zip? I seem to recall they had zippers.
They do, but the difference is the zip has a different. It has a top access zipper instead of the rolling thing.
Okay.
That's the difference.
So like a normal backpack.
Like a normal backpack, yeah.
Interesting.
And then the pocket has a big front pocket that you can put like notebooks and stuff in.
Now, did they get licensing from that for that from Spirit Airlines big front pocket?
I don't know. I don't know.
I suppose they could probably buy it out of bankruptcy at this point.
Yeah. We'll see how long Spirit lasts. I'm not super hopeful about that.
Interesting. Yeah.
I just wanted to mention this because we like their backpacks, and it's great that there's even more options. And they're very durable, and these look nice too.
I was going to say these retain the like coated, nylon. Like, I mean, they're like you could wear these in a hurricane, and
yeah, you'd be fine. Yeah, which is awesome.
Well, your gear would be fine. You wouldn't be, but
you'd be soaked.
Your gear would be bone dry. So
I don't know if these ones have the rain fly because have you noticed that ours have a rain fly?
Oh, that's what I have.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, no.
On the very bottom of the bag, there's a little zipper. If you undo that and pull it out, there's a rain fly in there. And
nice.
It's like attached, so you can cover the whole bag. I don't know if these have that, but that also is a great feature.
Comment here on Petapixel says, it is strange how much effort has gone into promoting the idea that young people should be traveling around with more than 10 grand worth of equipment on their back. And I don't think that's what's happening here, but whatever.
No, it's just a backpack. Like, I don't know.
I don't think they're promoting the, what?
No, they're not. It's just a backpack, man. You got to carry your stuff.
It's simply a backpack. Yeah, you can put like gum in it. It doesn't have to be $10,000 worth of gear.
Yeah.
One other thing I think we discussed, other films that Eastman Kodak has begun distributing, and now this week Ektachrome they're now distributing.
All right.
It just makes me wonder. I'm wondering if we're gonna hear something in the end that's like basically Kodak Alaris going like, yeah, we're done basically, because that's basically what's happening. Clearly, there was some sort of agreement for Eastman Kodak to resume, the distribution of their own films, and I'm sort of curious why this is being kind of rolled out in the way that it is. I don't know. It's unusual.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Odd.
It's a weird one. But I won't miss Kodak
it's not
Alaris.
like investors care about this. Like,
no, not at all.
What are they? I don't know. It's weird. Well,
anyway,
our main topic, self-hosting corner.
Mm-hmm.
This is brought up because I used to have my photo portfolio website on SmugMug.
Uh-huh.
and I noticed my SmugMug was about to renew, so I went and checked on it. And boy, would you like to know what SmugMug costs now? Apparently.
Oh, geez.
So, if you want such features as watermarks and the thing that stops people from right clicking to download your photos,
mhm.
you're looking at $23.50 a month now, billed yearly. So that's
Oh, okay, yeah.
$282 a year for that.
That seems like a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot. And if
Yeah.
you just pay monthly, it's actually even worse. It's $35.50
Good
monthly.
lord. That's a pretty ridiculous premium. Usually it's
Yeah.
like only an extra $2 to $5 per month, but that's a
No.
lot. Good
And
lord.
then their and that's the middle plan. Their
Mhm.
cheapest is $29 a month.
Yeah.
So I looked at this and I was like, I can't do this anymore. This is ridiculous.
Mhm.
I'm not
Mhm.
making money on my photography. I cannot be doing this.
Yeah.
So I started to look around to see like what's the deal here? Like what's available
Yeah.
for self-host? Is there a framework that already exists that I could pull or something?
Which there
Um,
are lots of like self-hosted photo management, but not necessarily like
correct.
a photo gallery type thing
That's the thing.
in the
So
way
there's a
that
ton of
SmugMug
these
is.
like management tools, like even like Synology has ones like Synology
Yeah.
Photo,
And like
and there's
image and yeah.
yeah, Image is the other big one that
Photo
people
photo
use.
prism
Photo
yeah.
Prism. But the things I needed are galleries, like public galleries. I also
Mhm.
wanted um, link access galleries, like not private but kind of unlisted
Right,
galleries,
yeah. Mhm.
and then also galleries that have password protection and allow full res downloads. That was kind of my requirement.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
looked around and I found Lychee, which is the one that I went with. And when I first picked up SmugMug years ago, I had found Lychee then too, and it
Mhm.
was in a very different state to what it is now.
I was gonna say this looks like this has been being developed for many years now,
Yeah, it's been
basically.
around a long time. It is in a much better position now than it was back then.
Yeah.
Um, and so it's open source. You can host it yourself.
Version 1.0 of Lychee released in 2012.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been around a long time. But it's easy to host, so I spun it up to see how it would go. And it seems like they also just released a major version upgrade. Version 7 came out somewhat recently,
Mhm.
which is a big change. So I'm running version 7, and it pretty much does everything that I want. So I've got the link in here. You can check it out yourself.
Mhm.
But it's pretty much what I wanted.
Mhm.
I replicated all of my albums over that I had on SmugMug. I have basically all the same features, including, and even better, all of these are just stored in Backblaze B2. Like it has
Mm.
an S3 connector as a storage option, so the website itself is pretty lightweight. You can set what resolutions people are allowed to look at. You can set licenses. You can customize everything that you want. Um, and then even you can insert like custom CSS and stuff to change it. So like I've changed the font to that Airbus cockpit font.
Oh, B612, yeah.
Yeah, it's B612. It has a map to
How is it
display
that I can remember that? I can't
geotagging.
remember like what I got to do tomorrow.
I don't know.
I love having ADHD.
But like
Yeah.
it doesn't have, so for instance, it doesn't have its own a good way to do like social media links in the footer,
Mhm.
but it does have support for just like a custom footer HTML JavaScript blob.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
I
did
just
you
made
just
my own and
yeah.
shoved it in there. And it works great. I mean, I don't know, it does exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that it's missing off the shelf is a convenient way to upload images.
Mm,
So they have a
mhm.
web uploader, like you just drag and drop them, and that's fine, I guess. But really, the killer thing that SmugMug had was their Lightroom plugin. So you could basically do all of the organization of your entire site in Lightroom and then just hit publish, and it would upload all the galleries how you wanted them with their settings,
That's pretty neat, yeah.
which was awesome. And they have a Flickr plugin too, I guess, that does the same thing for Flickr. But I figured, well, that's not a deal breaker, especially for $300 a year. I
Yeah.
can live without that. But I found this guy who had 3 weeks ago, maybe he did the same thing I did, put up an MVP for a Lychee plugin for Lightroom
Mhm.
that he generated with Claude Code, apparently. Um, and look, I'm not the biggest proponent of AI generated code.
Yeah.
However, I have no intention of learning Lightroom Lua to write a plugin.
No, that sounds no.
Because apparently Lightroom plugins are written
Here's
in Lua, and there's
here
like no documentation for them.
here's the thing. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Lewis, nice scripting language or whatever." Sure, I don't want to learn it. I
Yeah, I'm
don't see
not
a need to
interested
learn
in
it.
it.
I'm not interested.
I'm not interested. I do know Lua. Like, to be clear, I had a job where I did it before, and I know it. I don't intend to learn Lightroom's flavor of Lua. Are you
Yeah.
kidding? No way.
I
If
think I've
Lightroom is
looked
using
at
like Adobe Extend Script, that'd be one thing because that's just TypeScript.
yeah.
But Lightroom does not use that.
Oh, I know why I don't like Lua. It's because the way that you do comments is with 2 hyphens, and I find that
Oh yeah, that's stupid.
I don't like that at all.
Because then it's like SQL, which I also think is dumb.
Yeah,
Um,
that
but I
disgusts
found
me.
this plugin, and he had already set it up so that it can just upload albums. So you make the
Mhm.
albums in the Lightroom sidebar, you click upload, and it uploads them, which is
Well, because
90% of the way there.
I was gonna say, is it ultimately just doing some, like just, HTTP, like gets
Yeah, it's
and
just
puts?
API calls.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like Lychee has a very extensive API actually that's pretty well documented. So all of this stuff is easily supported through the API. So I figured, all right, well, I've got Copilot. Can I bring this thing up to feature parity with the SmugMug plugin? So can I add support for setting the permissions on an album, or the ordering, or the layout, or the header, and the license, the copyright info, that kind of stuff? Like, can I do that? And after a couple of days of messing with it, yeah, I can. I've got a pull request open that I've been working with this author on to get merged. But yeah, I'll put the link to the PR in here. I've got it's got all the settings in there, and it works. So I can completely manage the Lychee galleries from Lightroom. I don't even have to go to the website, which is
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I might do this too because I'm in a similar boat where on Pixieset I am at 9.2 gigabytes of 10 used.
Oop. Yep.
And you can't just buy, you can't just like get an extra 10 gigs of storage for a little bit more. You have to jump up to the next tier,
Right.
which is 100 gigs, but is also twice as much money.
Correct. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't.
Yeah. No, that doesn't sound great.
Yeah.
So you might want to take a look at this. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased with the outcome here. The website is fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm
Well,
pleased with it.
I have no particular attachment to Pixieset. In fact, I think the reason I chose it was because it was, relatively
cheap, right?
inexpensive. Yeah.
I think that
well,
was
and
the
it had a
reason.
free tier that I used for a bit until it was like, I exceeded the bounds of that, and I was like, all right, I'll pay. It's not too expensive. But now I'm like,
Yeah.
Granted, it would probably be a long time before I filled up to 100 gigs, but still.
Right. Now the other thing that
or I could host it myself and have all whatever 50 terabytes of storage that I have,
yeah,
available to it. So
no, Lychee does have paid versions, but you don't need them. And even then, they're
I
paid
saw that
versions.
they have like it's basically just like a supporter, like bonus.
Yeah, they
kind
have like a
of thing.
supporter tier.
Yeah.
And that gets you the
which is nice because there's a lot of, especially in the business area, there's a lot of projects like this where it's like, well, yeah, there is a community open source version that you can self-host, but it has basically no features and is deliberately hobbled to be like impossible to use, at scale.
right.
And which is always like, oh, great, thanks. Yeah.
But Lychee's like, hey, give us €5 a month and you get some extra goodies.
You could do watermarking. Yeah.
It's watermarking, download statistics. There's some more advanced user management things, like you can have quotas per user and stuff.
Anonymous uploads, yeah.
But like as an
Which is all stuff
individual,
that
I
I'm
don't
just
know
like,
what you need that for.
right, yeah.
You don't really need it. And then they do have a pro tier if you want to sell, like if you want to integrate with like Stripe or whatever to sell photos. They do have a pro tier as well for that, and that makes sense. But I have no interest in that.
Yeah.
I don't really
Well, see,
care.
that's the other thing is, like Pixie said, is sort of designed around like, oh, well, it's meant for, it's very much meant for like professional photographers. So it's like, we have your client galleries, and then
Right.
you have your website portfolio, but then you can also very easily, it integrates to like when someone's browsing your gallery, they can click like, oh, I want a print of this photo, and that's all
Yeah.
integrated kind of thing. And that's, that doesn't, I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon, I think.
No,
So,
me neither.
especially since Google's trying to just, AI generate it all anyway.
And
So,
I think that's where SmugMug is trying to go too. They're trying to go up market to professionals. But in
yeah.
doing so, they're pushing out any of their casual users because the price is just, it's too
Well,
much for casual people.
and Pixie said on their website here, their testimonials are all from like professional photographers who like specifically say, "Oh, it revolutionized my business, and
Yeah.
it helps manage my invoices and my, it's one platform for all of my, and I'm like, what if I just want to put my photos up so people can see them
Yeah. Right.
in an easy way,
Yeah.
and because doing it on Instagram is a pain in the butt,
Yeah. Yeah.
and also let folks download them, uh,
Yeah.
and stuff like
$5
that.
on
So,
Lychee, $5 a month gets you their SE.
yeah.
And you can do it through GitHub. Like they're doing it the open source way. If you become a sponsor on GitHub, you get the key for SE. And all the pro features, all those like business features, $10.
Oh
Like
wow.
it's very reasonable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with this outcome. If you want to try my plugin, anyone out there, you can just download it. Like Lightroom plugins, it turns out, don't need any signing of any kind. So you just
Well,
download
they
the
are just
folder and chuck it
Lua.
in there, and it's fine. It doesn't really care if it's signed or not. In
Yeah.
fact, I don't think for Lightroom Classic, I'm pretty sure there is no way to sign the plugin, even if I wanted to.
I'm filing a CVE that you can execute arbitrary code in Lightroom just by.
Yeah, right. I did learn in this process that the Lightroom developer tools are awful, which I don't know what I expected, but
I was gonna say, yeah,
they're
that's
they're
like
really
not.
bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It does at least have a log file, so you can log stuff and then look at it. And I found that the loop that I developed working with Copilot was I'd ask it to make a change. It would make a change. Then I have to go to Lightroom, manually reload the plugins, try the thing, then go back to Copilot and say, okay, read the log file and see what happened.
Obviously, you needed a like open claw thing to do that for you.
I don't even know if that's
know.
possible.
Or
Depends on if Lightroom supports Apple
does a
Script,
gas
which I doubt
town
it.
get you? I don't know.
I'm not giving Gastown access to my photos.
Isn't Gastown a Mad Max thing? What's going on?
Yeah, it's a Mad Max reference.
Okay.
Yeah, and all the workers are called like polecats, like in Mad Max. Yeah, the whole.
Read another
It's
book.
literally the most insufferable people on the planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, OpenClaw is all part of OpenAI now, so it'll probably be killed at some point soon.
Yeah, one
I would
assumes.
imagine.
They'll be like, "Oh, we're folding it into Codex somehow."
Anyway, I think
what
my
they're going to
only
do is
complaints.
they're going to have the OpenClaw guy basically take Codex and OpenClaw and then tell Codex to integrate OpenClaw with itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do.
And from that, you'll have like 700 PRs, and yeah.
I'd say
I do think it's funny because we've been talking about this in other circles that like a developer culture that for a while was like, number of PRs is not a good metric, it's about quality, not quantity or whatever. And now because of AI, it's like, I just submitted 700 PRs today. And it's like, what is that? But that doesn't mean anything.
Is that good? Is it good that it's 700?
Which I said, well, I can, I'll submit like 12,000 PRs a day. I'll just write a little loop that changes a character in a file, commits it, changes it back, commits it, and then just submit those all as individual PRs.
That's the thing. You don't even, with the AI crap, you don't even need that. I could just tell Claude, I need to submit 20 PRs today. And it'll be like, all right, you got it. And just automate the whole thing. You have to do it.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, It's so stupid. The whole thing is stupid.
Turn off your brain and yeah, right.
Yeah. My only complaint with Lychee, and I may figure out if I can do this somehow. I can't find a way to do like a landing page. I kind of want one.
Yeah.
There might be a way. I'm just not sure.
Could you also just like, have it to where the the main address for your gallery goes to like a static page, and then you click through that
that's what I was thinking
to the gallery.
about. Yeah, that might be what I end up doing, because I can do
Although,
that with my reverse proxy, right?
Right. Yeah. Although I don't know, maybe with the I don't know what the what do they write Lychee in? Is it
It's probably like PHP or something.
Yeah.
It looks PHP to me.
That seems likely.
So I say there is a landing page option in Lychee, but it's not very customizable.
Okay.
So like it has the ability to do it. What I really want is for landing page to just give me like, let me put an HTML file in there.
Yeah.
And customize it myself, but it doesn't really let you do that.
85% PHP
that's
repository content. So yeah.
It looks look, when you dig into the settings of this thing, it looks like PHP.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just, that's what it looks like to me.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Well, that's all we have
it
for
works.
you.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Self-hosting and open source, folks. It's good.
It turns out it's a lot cheaper than paying for,
It's cheap, and there's a lot of tools out there to do things for you in ways that are better.
It's cheap, and they can't stop you.
They literally can't stop you, no.
Well, self-hosting is killing web services, and it's illegal.
Honestly, yeah.
Well, that's all we have for you this week. Tune in next time. Next time, it'll actually be after the CP Plus 2026 show in Japan, their big camera.
Is it? All right.
That is happening next week. So for the next show, we will have whatever the heck happened there. So, we'll see. We'll see what's happening. So, yeah, starts February 26th.
All right. Tune in next time for news from whatever happens there.
Yep. See you then.